During a recent dark rail train ride, I asked a young lady if she thought there was any real Satanists out there. And a gentleman across the aisle said, "When I was younger, I used to be a member of the Church of Satan." And we asked him, "Well, why did you leave?" And he said, "Well, there comes a time in your life in the Church of Satan when you're asked if you will make a contract, a deal with the devil, a satanic contract." And we asked him to elaborate a little more, and he said, "Well, what you have to do is you have to word your contract in such a way that you think there will be no legal, no loopholes, and you have to commit your soul to hell and promise the devil you will do everything he wants if he will do something for you." And we asked him for an example, and he said, "Well, one example contract would be to ask the devil to redress every injury and every grievance and every slight for your entire life." And I said, "That sounds like a reasonably good contract if you could get Satan to take it. Would Satan do that? Would your soul be worth it?" He says, "Well, my soul probably wouldn't, but somebody very important might get Satan to make that contract." And we said, "Well, why didn't you do it? And why didn't you make a contract with Satan?" And he said, "Well, I had doubts." He said, "First off, I didn't know for sure if I was dealing with the real Satan. I was worried that I might be dealing with a false messenger who would make a contract with me only to find out later that the real Satan came along and said, 'That's not the real Satan. I'm not going to earn the bargain.' But above and beyond that, there were a couple of other considerations. If it had been the real Satan, I thought that I might not, at some point in my life, love money enough or do something wicked, and I might let an orphan go who went and did something against the satanic agenda that year, and Satan would get mad at me, and after I got Satan mad at me, I would never be able to be wicked enough to make Satan forgive me or love me again." And he said the third problem was this: if I made that contract with Satan and I did all the things and I completely fulfilled my end of the contract, and Satan did his part for me, after death, I was very concerned that in hell, Satan would just say, "I'm the devil, I'm not keeping the contract," and send me to a piss poor corner of hell. So I had doubts, and the Church of Satan kicked me out. And that was the story of that conversation.